Hey, it's Jeff at 650 Cycle, and today is the final day for teardown of the GL1500 two-year winter project. I am at the point where I have probably a couple more hours of tearing down, and this one's going to be done. It's been a good bike. It's gone really well so far. I'm excited to get this space back. Anytime you're tearing a bike apart, it takes up space, and especially a Goldwing takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to bring you along with me today, and let's get going. First thing I got to do is get these radiators out of here. Now I got to pull the timing covers off, and I'm going to pull valve covers. Like I said, you can pull valve covers at any time. It's got plugs in them. Got little rubber plugs in there. Didn't know that. Let's pull these out. These are new to me. I don't really know how they go together. Wow. Too big. What the heck? One radiator. There we go. Something. Terrible spot. Oh, well, that's helpful. Two radiators. Wow, that was interesting. Oh my gosh, it's a long ways down. I don't know if I can get that back up. Oh my gosh. Need a little help on that one. Did not realize I was pushing on it that hard. This could be interesting. I might need help putting this on the trailer. Heavy it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. Not quite sure what to do. I still got a lot of tearing down to do. Really wasn't planning on that. Nope. Let's try it this way. we'll leave that there in case we start to do it again. Disaster averted. Staged drama. So I'm messing with the coils in here and trying to get them out of the way enough to get this reservoir tank out. The tank is shaped right to the front of the frame, making it extremely difficult to get it out. Not sure if I need it, but what the heck. I'm tearing stuff apart. Let's take it. There. Let's do one of those. Little wardrobe change. My goodness. We got a new heater in here this winter. It's a mini split and works pretty good. It's about, I don't know, 35 degrees or so outside today, so definitely warm enough outside that I don't necessarily need the mini split or the heat or all of the cold weather gear that I put on this morning. I guess I'm used to it being a little chilly out here. And it is not that at all. Right here. Trying to get the plug wires off this thing. Just for the record, I started at about 12:30. We'll see how long this takes. I was expecting 2 hours. We'll see. I gotta get the heads off of this, so the intake, timing, and then the heads and valve covers, and then I gotta pull all this front fender and stuff off as well. There, set of coils, just like that. I have noticed that a lot of stuff, the Valkyrie stuff, is more, primarily because it's so visible. I mean, the intake runners on a Valkyrie and the carburetors are all visible. I think the Valkyrie runs 6 individual carbs. I remember seeing one at a gas station years ago when they first came out. I was like, what is that? And as I get pulling this apart, I'm like, Valkyrie might be kind of cool, but I'm not sure that it really fits the needs of this rider. It just seems like a really big bike. Yeah, more than condensation coming out of these. I don't believe we're supposed to have any kind of liquid coming out of them. It looks like water. Oh yeah, there's water in there. That means that the heads are probably going to be in terrible condition. I've got water in there. Gross. Great. Wonderful. Yay! One intake runner. I'll pull some more pieces off. Let me show you what's coming out of the head. That right there is sitting in the motor. It does not look real good, and it doesn't look promising for these heads. Ugh. There's a little bit of oil mixed in with that one. This one looked pretty clear. It doesn't smell, so it doesn't have a smell to it, so it's not oil. Well, it's not gas or antifreeze. It's water, and this head is probably trashed. So I'm going to pull this valve cover, pull this head before I do anything on the other side, because if I know the other side's as bad as this. And there ain't no sense in pulling the heads if they're in that condition. Both of them anyways. I'll pull this one out and see. I think once I pull these off, I might get a good, better understanding of what's going on in this motor. My hands are all slippery now. There's a couple more things that I wanted to take off of this motor. The alternator on the other side got to come off. I wanted these heads, but if that's the case, I'm really thinking the head's probably garbage. We'll see, I guess. I gotta put a different pan under this. I don't want the nuts and bolts to be soaked in bolts. Those pans came with this. I love them. I changed the oil in my car, my own cars. And I always make a big mess. I've got larger catch pans, but it never fails. I make a big mess. I used these the last time I changed the oil. Didn't spill a drop. I don't know where the water came from. The exhaust was clear full. The bike was not sitting outside, to my knowledge, and just by looking at it, you could kind of tell that it had been inside, in storage inside. So I don't know where all the water came from. We might be done sooner than I thought today, if I ain't got full heads, because I'm not sure if I'm going to pull that other intake or not. Probably will, I guess. I'm going to get my other catch pan over here before I pull that. It's a little sludgy, but it's still kind of hard to tell. I know that belt's got to come off. You can see there's moisture in whatever is in there. Got this along the top edge, which is not good. Set that for right now. I gotta figure out how to get this off of here, because I don't know. Got that goofy one underneath on this too. Honda. I gotta go see what the sequence is for this, so that it comes off even, if there is a sequence. Alright, this is what I'm seeing here, and it says starting from the center of the cylinder head and working outward in a crisscross pattern, loosening each bolt slightly before moving to the next, ensuring even pressure release to avoid warping the head. That's what I was looking for. That's all I was looking for, so fantastic. Wow. Ouch. I'm getting old. My knees hurt. Ah. So the camera battery died, so I had to pause my removal of this head because I think it's going to be interesting. Pulled a bunch of other stuff off of this, went over to the other side, pulled the intake valve cover off, pulled the calipers and that front fender off, The alternator came off. And we're about to see what condition this head is in. And if it's going to be worth taking the other side off. It's very milkshakey looking. Oops, she's loose. I got a water port up there. There we go. Oh, that is not good. What do we got hanging up here? Some lines through a guide. Oh my gosh. Yeah, take a look at this head. It ain't looking good. We have water, mud on this back cylinder. This one had water in it. The only reason this one's in the condition it is because it was out. But the rest of it looks pretty gross. I don't think that I'm going to even try to salvage these or in any way try to sell them. Maybe I'll look and see. I'm sure they could be cleaned up, but I certainly can't get a good asking price for them the way they sit. I'm gonna go do a little research and see if I can maybe list them as parts, get a little bit out of them. The nice thing about this is that this bike is paid for. This bike's paid for, so I'm just trying to make money at this point. If this turns out that is of no value the way it sits, it's no big deal to me. I've pulled heads off before and they've been in a very similar condition, and then I just scrap them. They just aren't worth it. I was anticipating listing these heads in good condition for about 50 bucks each. So I would be losing, if I could sell them for parts for 20, 25, at least I'm getting something back. I don't know, man, that cylinder looks really bad. I think I'm going to pull the other head off just for the sake of pulling the other head off, because I want to see what's on the other side as well. I did a video, or short on YouTube, draining the oil out of this and what it looked like, and everybody gave me their opinion about what they thought could be done to salvage this motor, when in reality I'm not trying to salvage this motor at all. But here's the thing, I was considering listing this motor as a complete motor, as a good motor, because it only has 28,000 on it. And this is exactly why I wanted to pull it apart after I noticed water and what came out of the crankcase. Because if I had sold this as a good running motor, as a 28,000 mile motor, somebody went through the trouble of putting it into their bike without checking things that they should have, it probably would have come back to bite me. And so I'm really glad that I got it this far and made that determination of no, we're not selling this motor as a good motor, because this is not a good motor in my opinion. That's pretty crusty. I'm gonna go pull the other head, so to save my battery a little bit, I'll go do that and bring you along once I start pulling the head. Alright, this side's ready to come off, I think. There's some liquid in there for sure. Oh yeah, that tube. Wow. We only got one cylinder on this side that's got milkshake residue in it. These dang things, I guess I should have took them off beforehand. we're going to fix this one correctly. There's gas. I don't know. Liquid, whatever was in it. There! This one's not quite as bad. It's got one that has some milkshake on it. One of the cylinders had something in it. But overall, this one's in much better condition. I'm glad I pulled this one for sure. The other one, I'm not sure about. The other one has much more corrosion in it, on it than this one. But this one definitely had one trash cylinder. So I watch people doing revivals on cars and bikes and all of that. And my problem is I run into this. This was a nice bike to start out with, and it had a salvage title. It had been sitting for a long time. You would have thought that this would have been a perfect one to get running. But I guess that goes to show you that maybe not. So, oh, by the way, I'm coming up on 3 hours right now. This was supposed to be 2 hours, and I was supposed to have it done and out of here. And I'm coming up on 3 hours, so we did not quite make our time frame today. I think that's all I'm going to film for right now until I get this done and out of here. I have some things to clean up, obviously. I got to get the front end off. And but this was the most interesting part to me. I really wanted to see what this motor looked like on the inside. It don't look so good at all. And so, interesting indeed. I'll be back in a little bit. It'll be the blink of an eye for you. Wow, that space ain't been empty in 4 months. The GL1500 has left the building. This area needs straightened up so that I can function and work and get these parts listed. The rest of the pole barn needs to be brought back into working order. But here is what's left of the 1500. Sitting here waiting to be loaded up. Monday, it's Friday. It's Friday now, Monday. I'm going to put it on a trailer and take it over to the scrapyard where it is going to then be made into some beer cans, I guess. I don't know what to do with them. That's what's left of it. I'm done taking parts off too. I'm sure there's parts on there that I could pull, but considering what I have sitting here, the value of this is probably around $1,000, if you can believe that. I was comping stuff, doing sold comps as I was pulling stuff apart. Kind of a running total in my head gives me about $1,000 worth of stuff here. Doesn't mean that's what I'm going to get for it, but that means that there's a potential for about $1,000 there. This bike itself right now is holding a potential value of parts listed at about $3,500. With another $1,000, that'll be $4,500 on a $500 bike. Selling on eBay, take 20% off at the top of that, and you're at still not too shabby of a deal. $3,700, $3,800 probably. I'm thinking that's pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to get this area cleaned up. I'm going to do a quick shot of this mess after I get it cleaned up, and then I'll sign off. So we're almost done with this day we're almost done completely with the GL1500. So there is no longer a GL1500 sitting back there after 4 months. We got it tore down today. The pole barn is slowly getting transformed back into being able to move around and work in here. I have the CB500 here. I have a bunch of parts here ready to be listed, put on the shelf. I'm going to pull the rotors off of there and that tire off of that one. That rim is trash, so just the rotors. Oh, I got to do that before Monday. Anyways, I have a lot of parts to list now, so that's good. And like I said, the pole barn is slowly getting back to where I can work in it. The Harley, the battery was dead. I went to start it and the battery was dead. So I'm going to sound the charger. I want to pull it out and start it, and then it's going to come right back into here. I can still move around here a little bit. I got some stuff that's going to go in those boxes out of here. And then I'm going to move on to this project. That project's coming up soon. I'm going to do a video for another shop storage solution video. Won't that be fun? I like them. I like watching them. I like doing them. So that's all I'm going to do for today. Glad to have that bike done and out of here. Definitely was a good buy. Was worth my time and money and effort that I put into it. And it might be warm enough tomorrow to go for a ride. So if you're out riding, ride safe.